Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Stay from Coloring Bliss, and welcome to a surprise and fun, different kind of live event. I thought I'd pop on here because I am having a really special, unique day today with my nephew, Matthew. This is just something I love to do. Once in a while I have one of my nieces or my nephews come over and kind of spend a special time with me here in the art studio. He also got to go downstairs into the print studio, somewhere that we haven't even taken the cameras down. He got to go down there. So we went on a trip to Blick Art store, which is like one of my most happy places on earth. I got to take Matthew there and I got to follow him around the Blick Art store. I only bought like one pencil. That's all I bought. But Matthew, he bought like a little bit of everything. It was so much fun to follow him around. So I would like to introduce you to Matthew. So let me switch over, and Steve's here too. He's going to help with the chat. So go ahead and ask your questions and everything. Let me switch the camera over here. This is Matthew. He is my nephew. How old are you, Matthew?
9.
He is 9. He is so awesome. And one of the things I love about Matthew is he is like an artist, budding artist here. Do you just do art all the time?
Uh-huh.
What is it? One of your favorite things to do?
Uh-huh.
So you're 9 years old. Your birthday is in what month?
February.
In February. So you're going to be turning 10 soon?
Uh-huh.
Double digits. I remember turning 10. I was like, that was like one of the most important things to me, was to be double digits. Are you excited to be double digits?
People are saying, hi, Matthew.
Steve, stick your head in and say hi.
Hi.
There's Steve too. So we've been telling Matthew about looking in the camera and all this, so I think we've thoroughly confused you now. Are you confused or are you good? You're good.
He's pretty smart. He knows what to do.
He's really smart. So tell us about yourself, Matthew.
I like to do art.
Yeah?
I love math.
Math. You're so smart. I am not good at math. And Matthew is pretty special because of you're physically special. I physically have a lot of chronic illnesses. What makes you physically special?
I have a thing called dwarfism that people don't disclose on, and I have achondroplasia. That's a common of dwarfism.
So a kind of dwarfism. So does that mean that, how tall do you think you're going to get as you grow?
Usually someone goes about to like 4 feet.
About 4 feet? So how tall are you now? Do you know about how tall you are?
I'm like 3'7".
So you've got a little bit more to grow then. And how does it affect you, like at school and stuff? Do people treat you pretty good? And do they ask you a lot of questions or no? I think your mom was saying that every year you get up and tell people about dwarfism. And how does that go? Do people like that? Good. They don't bully you, do they? Good, because Aunt Jen's going to come down and beat them up if they bully you. I think you'd have every uncle, every aunt come down and beat up any bullies you have. So I'm glad they're not bullying you because you're pretty cool. And is there anything you don't like about dwarfism, or is it okay?
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Look at you chilling in the chair. Just chilling. I'm going to chill too. We're chilling. So
tell them about some of the stuff you do. Like you do competitive swimming and all
I
that.
do
Huh?
competitive swimming. I got 3rd place out of 8 in
third?
In breaststroke.
In breaststroke? That's like one of the hardest strokes.
Almost first, but I was looking straight. I didn't go far enough, so.
Oh, is that how third, you didn't go far enough, or you would have been first?
I would have, but.
No way. Did you know that Aunt Jennifer's not very good at swimming? Did you know you could probably beat me easy breezy? I used to be scared of swimming. Did you know that? I wear a life jacket every chance I get because I'm that scared of swimming. I mean, I could swim to save my life, and that's about it. You could totally beat me easy. So Matthew is really a really awesome artist, And do you want to show him some of the things you bought at Blick? He's so excited about it. He's like, just stop talking about me. Let's do art. So,
Really quick.
oh, he has some
Picking
questions
Pouts,
for you.
Gave us $5.
Who did?
Picking Pouts.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
I think we need to give that to Matthew.
Matthew. Whoa, give you
Thank you,
$5. That's awesome. Did you know they can give us money right live? And someone gave us $5 just for going live. I think it's
So
because
thank
you're
you
so
so much.
awesome.
Yeah, and everybody loves you. They're saying nice things about you and that you're awesome,
Yeah.
handsome, and cute
Yeah.
and sweet.
Pretty cool, huh? YouTube Live is really fun. Okay, so one of the very first things he picked out, there was like this huge display of Sharpie markers, and I was telling him that you can get Sharpies pretty cheap at Walmart right now, and then we moved down the row and you found, which one do you want to show him first?
This.
These ones, okay. Should we close it up first and you can show him the whole package? I think it goes that way. Okay.
By the way, Angela says, "Yep, I would come from Texas and beat up anyone who bullied you, Matthew."
Oh no, you've got the whole YouTube community's gonna come beat up bullies too. Okay, hold it up like this. See, you can see right there how it looks. Okay, so why did you pick those?
Because I really like pens.
Yeah, one of your favorite things to color with right now is markers, huh? And there's like 36 colors, and you were excited because there were like skin tones.
There's polyester and purple, pale pink, pink flamingo, peach parfait, summer melon, tiki hunt tan, lemon bliss, margat green, lime sorbet, tangerine teal, ocean view blue, cloud nine gray. It's just one of.
Yeah, should we show them how the tray works? I didn't know this tray worked this way. Let's do it on this camera. Come stand right here, and you can open it up for him. And show him how this opens up. This is really quite cool that the Blicks do this. Look at that. The Bicks do. I called it the Blicks because we were at Blick. Look at all of them. Is there any colors that you're like, I've got to test this right now?
Probably some of these.
Yeah. Tell them what your favorite color is.
Red.
Red. Show them the other red marker you bought. They're going to be excited about this one too. Look at that, everybody. He splurged and bought one red Copic sketch marker. Isn't that cool? Which color was it that you ended up picking? What's the name? Let's see. Cadmium red R27. He splurged and got one sketch marker. So we're going to play with that one right away. So cool. That's your first Copic marker, right? Very first Copic marker. So we want to test these out. Okay.
Guess what Julie says? Yowzers, Matthew, I just got those pens too. We are very cool, huh?
Oh, cool. That's awesome. One thing you're going to love about these Bic markers is they have the color name on them, where the other ones, the Sharpies, they don't put color names. So I think you're really going to like these, and I think you'll be able to keep these in this case, and it'll be nice for the plane, maybe? I don't know. Is it going to fit in your backpack for the airplane?
Probably.
I hope so. Okay, what else did you get? Let's see. You want to show them the other stash that you're really
they're gonna
excited
like
about?
these.
Let me move this out of the way for you, and you can show them right here. The other stash. So before we went to the store, I brought him up here in my studio, and he got to kind of try a little bit of everything, and I think you were pretty impressed with the Tombow markers. So these were another thing he wanted to try. So he ended up getting this set of Tombow markers. They have that big, beautiful display, and he got to pick. It was hard. It was really high, first of all. That was one problem. It was really high, and that was frustrating. Here, let's put it on this so you can tell him about. What did you think of that display? What did you think of the Tombow display?
Cool, really cool. I wanted to like buy all of the markers almost.
There were so many, and they were so high you couldn't reach them, and we had to keep handing them. And you're like, "Not that one, Jennifer. Down, down, down." And these were the ones you ended up picking. Why did you pick these colors here?
Because they're like all of the rainbow colors, and I got a blender.
Yeah, we got the primary colors
And a blender.
and a blender and a secondary color. Yeah, and we wanted the blender to try some of the cool blending techniques. So, I'm so excited. We got to start trying some things here, don't you think? And then Steve took them down into the print shop. And what did you make down in the print shop?
A book.
You want to show him your book? Okay, let's show him your book.
By the way, Ollie said, look how he's holding the marker in natural.
Yeah.
And Andrew Hudson says, nice.
Oh, Andrew's here. Andrew's your brother, huh? This book is humongous. Look how huge it is. So cool. So Steve kind of helped make a very special original book with you, didn't he? Look at that. So you kind of built something. I don't know, can they make a book quite like this?
No, we'd have to charge.
This is
a
an
lot
Uncle
of money.
Steve special. This is an Uncle Steve special here. So it's kind
It's
of
very custom.
it's part sketchbook, part coloring book. So the first half of the book he got to pick a whole bunch of coloring pages and some swatching pages, which you guys can do from the print shop. You guys can build a book like this if you want to. But what Matt got to do is he got to add a whole bunch of sketch pages, which I think they can do to an extent,
Yeah,
right?
they can add blank pages.
Yeah, but
Just in one type of paper.
yeah, but Matthew, because he is a nephew, he got to add different kinds
And
of
because
paper.
he helped me build it too.
Yeah, you got to run the machines, didn't you?
Yeah.
What did you think of the big machines?
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool down there. Look how fat that book turned out. Pretty cool. So which things do you want to try first? He's reading the comments.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, there's comments coming in.
Oh yeah, Andrew says Matt is a natural.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which markers do you want to try first? There's so many to try. Let's see. Let's have you come over here by little Rose. He's been having fun playing with Rose. And do you want to sit in my chair? Okay, come on over. Which chair do you like sitting in better?
That.
Mine's softer, isn't it? Okay, but it rolls, so let's make sure you don't. Yeah. Rose fell off of my chair today. Did you know that? There, you're in the driver's seat. He's in the driver's seat, everybody.
Tilt this down.
Okay,
just
so
a bit.
remember there you go. That's the camera you look at now. There you go. Okay, so you've got blank pages you can test things on, or you can actually just start coloring, whatever you
Now,
want to do.
did you want to see the secret trick? We were telling him about how cool Tombow markers are, and there was a trick.
Yeah.
Should we teach him that?
Well, which trick were you talking
Where you
about?
can get like a card and blend the colors on them,
Oh,
and then get kind of that.
like a plastic thing?
Yeah.
Okay. That means I need to get over here for a second. I'm going to move you for just a second this way. Aunt Jen's got to get into her drawer. Okay, we're going to grab this. Okay. Whoa, magic is about to happen. Are you ready? I like to use some sort of plastic. This is just a CD case. I bet your dad's got like a million of these. And the good thing about it is it's plastic. So you can use anything plasticky. Even like the case of this is plastic. So it will work too. Like on the airplane when you're flying, you could use this case if you wanted to. Okay, so now think of this as like being loaded with paint, okay? So what you can do now is put some of this paint on there And you can pick it up with your colorless blender. See how it's on there now? And then you grab, I'll grab some paper for you to test it on. Now, let's get this over here, and we'll switch it so they can watch too, because they want to see too, I bet. Okay, so here you can see we've got a bit of the yellow on there. And now as you start to color with that, it'll go from dark yellow to almost none. And if you practice with it, sometimes it dyes it yellow, but that's okay. If you practice with it, you can even get all your colors going on here like this. And you can pick up a little bit of the red, a little bit of the orange, a little bit of the yellow, and have all different kinds of colors going. And then you get different colored strokes. So you could do neat lettering this way. You can take your orange, pick up some red, and then as you color, the red comes out first and then it turns orange. Or you can take your yellow, pick up the red, and the red will come out first and then it turns to orange.
And then yellow.
So there's all different ways. Or you can take your, go really wild and crazy, take your green, pick up some of that red, and it'll do weird gradations of colors like that. Now this trick works because these are all water-based markers. Remember how I told you water-based markers are kind of like watercolors? So that works this way. Now don't get your Copic marker mixed in here. That's a no-no because this is alcohol-based and these are water-based, right? Okay, so that's the only rule. This guy's not allowed to play. These guys are not allowed to play, but all of these guys, they can all play. You can even get your Crayola markers. They can play. And I think your, what's the brand that you... Your
Faber-Castell.
Yeah, your Faber-Castell markers, they might be able to play in this kind of way too.
Hey, guess what?
Okay.
Ray just gave you $10.
What? What? Thank you, Ray. You're going to be a rich man by the time you're done here. Okay, so go ahead and play and experiment with that.
Sure.
Yeah, so whatever you put on here isn't going to soak in. It's going to just float on here like paint. And then you can pick it up with either this.
Probably.
So pick it up over there, yeah.
And by the way, it's Tammy Sifford's birthday. She popped in.
Oh, happy birthday, Tammy. She's one of our big followers. She's always here. So you can experiment with that.
Ollie says, Matthew, be fearless in your coloring.
Yeah, oh, Matthew is fearless. You guys should have seen him. I've had adults in my art studio, and when they sit in front of my markers and here at my desk, they don't know where to start. They'll be like, oh, should I touch this? Can I do this? Which one of your supplies, what can I do? Matthew, I gave him a piece of paper and he just started pulling and trying and doing things. He had so much fun. You guys, like I've told you before, you need to color with kids. They make you feel fearless. And they make you try things that you wouldn't normally try. And this is a really good example. I love bringing kids into my studio for this exact purpose. They make me try things and do things that I wouldn't normally do. And you just give them the basic rules. Like I said, you teach them don't cross alcohol to water-based, and you teach them things like treat the nibs gently. You teach them the basic rules, and then you let them go and you watch what they do, because you'll learn from them. You'll learn what you should be doing. That's so amazing. So let's see what he's doing. He's mixing things I probably wouldn't have mixed, and learning how to do things probably a lot faster than I would have learned them. I am so sincere when I say you need to color with kids because you will learn things so fast. It's so much fun.
Michael Hudson says, "Awesome, go Matthew."
Michael, who is Michael?
My dad.
Your dad.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
Charlotte says, "Pretty gradation, Matthew." She thinks you're doing a great job at that.
Do you know what the word gradation means? They're teaching you a fancy art word. Gradation means going from a dark to a light tone. So like here, how you got from dark to light, they're impressed with that. Look
Yep,
at
Tammy
that.
says, "Maddie's fearless."
Yeah. You're good. Oops, we've gone off camera. Let's slide it up so they can see what you're doing here. I do that all the time. Steve's always saying, slide your paper up, Jennifer. Slide your paper up.
Now, wasn't there, I'm trying to remember, was it with the colorless blender only, or did you also mix like green and blue, for instance?
Yeah, I showed him how he can now take like this yellow and dip it into the blue if he wanted to. There's all kinds of
Oh,
things.
okay, so you already mentioned that.
Yeah. Oh, you were typing. That's all right. There's all kinds of things. He can also grab a brush. In fact, I think you got some brushes, and you could use water with a brush and dip it into here if you wanted to try that sometime too. There you go. There's all kinds of things you can try. And this is part of, again, why I love coloring with kids. You just give them the tools, teach them some basic care of the tools, and let them go and see what they discover and see what they do. Because we're so bound by rules and what we think you're supposed to do, and kids just dive in and start doing. Don't forget there's a second end on these markers that you can play with too. So you might find a different effect that you didn't know you could do when you head for the other end.
Now, what if you were to now show him how he could do something similar with his Bics?
Yeah, we haven't even touched the Bics. As soon as he's ready, we can move to Bics.
I don't want to, take you away if you're having a good time. But if you want to learn something,
you gotta let him
with
do
your
his
Bics.
thing now. Steve's excited to see your Bics, I think. He's like, oh, the Bics. I want
I'm
to see the
excited
Bics.
for him to see all the cool things.
This is so fun. Look at all the things he's trying here. Yeah, you'll have to see if your dad has an old CD you can grab, because they make the perfect palettes.
Christina's impressed with how careful you are with your tools.
Yeah, not all kids are careful, especially with expensive art tools, but Matthew, he understands. I got to tell you guys a funny story. When I had him in here with me earlier today, like I said, I sat him down in front of all the art tools, and I just kind of let him touch and do what he wanted to do. And I was watching him out of the corner of my eye just to make sure he wasn't going to like abuse anything. And he found my box of Copics, and I watched to see what he was going to do, because I'm very protective of my Copic markers because they're very expensive. And he slid them off the shelf, and he was like, oh, these are the Copics. Do you remember, Matt? And he's like, I have to be careful of these. And I was about to start telling him and teaching him about the Copics, and he's like, oh, that's okay. I watched your video. I know all about these Copics. But he was so careful, and he knew not to abuse those Copics, and he just sort of looked at them, and he tried it just a little bit, and then he put them back and didn't play with them, because he knew that they were special markers, and he knew not to play with them. And I was really impressed. I was like, wow, that's a mature 9-year-old. I don't know if I was that mature. I remember with my mom's supplies, I don't think I was that careful with my mom's supplies. Sorry, Mom. I wasn't that careful. But he did buy his very own Copic marker that he can use and abuse all he wants now, right? Are you going to abuse it? I don't think he's going to abuse this marker. I think it's going to get a lot of love. Ooh, you got some good squeaks going on. Look at that pretty color you made. You mixed a lot of colors to make that color. That's cool. You're having fun with that colorless blender. Loading it up. Let's slide it down. They can see that color you made. That's cool.
Beth says I was I was taught from a very early age that there were rules. It's really hard for me to teach myself it's okay to be creative, but it is really hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Matthew has a really special mom. Her name is Laurie, and she's really into teaching her kids, I don't know what the word is, like in different ways. And I'm always been really proud of how Laurie teaches her kids to really just embrace their talents and not follow standard rules. And I think that's why Matthew is as brave as he is and as confident as he is. I think it's a lot to do with having such an awesome mom. Look how cool those colors are. Now, one thing you're going to want to know, Matt, let me teach you something, is when you're done here, you're probably going to want to sort of clean off each of those nibs. Like if we look at this yellow one now, see how it has lots of red in it? When we're done with these, we're going to want to kind of clean off each of these tips, because if you picked this one up right now and we're expecting yellow to come out, you'd get kind of surprised. So we'd want to kind of clean it off like this until we got back to yellow. And then next time you pick it up, you'll have yellow for sure, you see. So and that's probably another tip I would want to give you, so you wouldn't be like, whoa, I wanted a yellow sky, but now I have red sky. That was not what I expected. Look at that cool color.
Yeah, that is a neat color.
That's neat. All right. What do you think? Do you want to try using Bics now? And see, or are you still into these? I don't know. Tombos are pretty inspiring, aren't they? They make you want to color. You could do really cool lettering with Tombos.
I'll do Tombos.
You want to try your Bics now? Okay, I'll clean these tips off for you, and you can dive in with Bics. You know how to use these. They're just like Sharpies. I don't think I need to teach you, although I do. Have you ever tried the tip-to-tip technique? He says, what? Aunt Jen, what language is this that you are speaking? I want to teach you the tip-to-tip technique. Pick two colors that you think are kind of different, but sort of similar, but, you know, pick two colors, and I'll teach you the tip-to-tip technique.
Ollie says it's the beginning for Matthew and Copics. A lot of professional artists use Copics. They love those. So.
Maybe two that are a little bit differenter. That's a real word, differenter. No, it's not. It isn't a real word. Maybe how about like something more pastel-y, yeah. That's a perfect one. Okay. Are you ready? The tip-to-tip. Okay, we'll go to this camera. All right, lean in for some magic. Lean over this way so they can see you. And there you go. Okay, two markers. These are both alcohol-based. Remember how you can play alcohol to alcohol or water to water? You've been playing water to water. Now we're playing alcohol to alcohol. And you can actually do the same trick with the water-based. So what we're going to do is take your beautiful, which one is this one? Rambunctious red. It's in cursive writing. That makes it even harder to read, huh? And
Lemon Bliss.
Lemon Bliss. Hey, this is Coloring Bliss, and it's Lemon Bliss. You picked the perfect color. Okay, so we're going to take, whoa, these are tiny tips. Look at that. So we're going to take that and go tip to tip. Kiss them together. 1, 2, 3. And what that does is transfer some of that red ink into the tip. See how it turned colors? Okay, now let's show them what it does. And you can watch too. First comes out the red, and then it turns to yellow. Have you ever done that? Did you see that magic? Isn't that amazing? Did I just rock your world? Okay, play. Try them out. Have fun. Okay, I'll get out of your way. This is the fun part, everybody, where you sit back and you just let the kid do stuff and you see what they experience and see what they find.
Katrina says, Matthew, you're doing a wonderful job. Nice to see you doing artwork. Your coloring book you made looks fantastic.
So if you tip it up, the one on the top usually travels down. And you can experiment with that and see. Okay, see if that worked. Yeah. There you go. Kind of hard, those teeny tiny tips.
Oh, are they real fine tip?
Yeah, we got the real fine ones, which are going to be so great for the details on the coloring book.
Oh, yeah.
And you can even use it for your homework. Shh. If your teacher will let you. Okay, try it now. Let's see if it'll work. Okay. Did it transfer?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh, try the other one. Try coloring with the other one. Okay, now try it. Try the green one. Try coloring with the green.
Oh, I think I need.
Okay, try it like this. Let me show you again. Hold it so one is straight down, and then kiss it so that gravity pulls the darker ink down into the lighter ink. Kiss them together. And I usually count to about 3. 1, 2, 3. You can hold it longer, shorter. Now try the green one. Yeah, set it down and see if it worked. Did it work?
Yep.
Aha! So the key is make sure the darker one is on top and use gravity. Good. And then count to about 3 once you get them kissed. Count to about 3 and then go for it. That's probably about right. They've been kissing a lot.
Katrina says, hey, Matthew, now I want some of those markers. You make them look really cool to use.
Okay, give it a try.
And they're saying, go, Matthew. Kim says, I showed my granddaughter this trick. She loved it.
Yes, this is like magic. Oh, those two colors are so pretty
Harold
together.
zoomed in even more so they can see a little closer how pretty that is.
There, see? That turned out good. Okay, do more. That tip-to-tip technique, like I said, will work with either alcohol-based markers or water-based, as long as you don't cross the two. They don't play well if you do alcohol to water, as long as it's alcohol to alcohol or water to water. So if you have Crayola markers, this works. Your Faber-Castell markers, you can do that with it, with the Faber-Castell to Faber-Castell. You've got your Copic marker to test, too.
You're giving Mary courage, Matthew. She says, I've been afraid of markers. If Matthew can do it, I can do it, too.
That's awesome. How many people are watching Matthew right now?
93.
Wow. Oh, we're trying a Copic. Okay, slide it up so they can see you testing your... Why did you pick this marker?
Because it's my favorite color.
Ah. Which end are you liking so far? That's the chisel tip he's got there. And then on the other end is the famous, amazing brush tip. Now the brush tip you can do the flick motion with that I like so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hold that steady for you. There. Look at that.
Wow.
Whoa, look at those strokes you're getting.
Yeah, you are a natural at that. Wow.
That's cool. Look at that. So pretty.
Sherry says, good job, Matthew. I have to go now. Have fun with your art.
Do you want to show them the other things you got when we were at Blick? Okay, where's that yellow bag?
Somebody says that Matthew could start a channel for kids.
Well, actually, I think Matthew started a channel, didn't you? Do you want to tell them what your channel is?
It's Matthew Bot.
Matthew Bot. So go check out his channel. I think you've got 2 videos so far. Okay, so you got a cool palette. What are you going to do with your palette?
Paint.
Paint, yeah. Anything else in there?
No.
Oh, and you got some paper too, I think. When you were at, well, we put it in this bag to keep it nice for you. Some pretty colors. Yeah. Some really cool colored paper. And I think that was some paper samples Steve gave you when you were down in the print shop, huh? Whoa.
No, I also
Well, that was one from Steve, huh?
Yeah. So, I don't have a purple.
Very cool. And then Blick gave you this really cool yellow bag, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to read it. I never got a chance. Cad-free yellow lemon. Oh, that's because they're making their... Oh, this is the new oil colors that have no cadmium in it. It's a special new color of
I find
paint.
it. No, I just do this. No.
That's not it either.
Uh-uh.
You want me
Oh
to look?
no, never mind. I didn't. This.
Oh, that's right. We didn't get the one color because you had reached your budget, huh?
Yeah, but I know I got green. Oh.
Let me see. Should we just slide it all out? Okay.
Yeah.
Seems like we had to put one color back because you had reached your budget.
But
Maybe it was the green.
Hey, Matthew. Tammy says, you just gained a new subscriber, kiddo, to your channel.
Tammy went
I
subscribe.
put a link to your channel on.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Oh, Millie said subscribe.
Another. Well, you'll have to go do
I
your
told him
own
about
video.
your cool video that you did on there.
You'll have to
Sure.
go with your new art supplies. Go do a video when you get home back into town. Back to your hometown. So show them the brushes and the palette you ended up picking.
I picked up out and brushes.
Okay, that's cool. Well, I think the moral of the story today, let's put this video back up here so you and I can be on camera together. So the moral of the story is take kids with you to the art store and do art with kids because they'll help you be brave. They help you try things you wouldn't normally try. And if you teach them proper skills, you can trust them with even expensive stuff, right? This is the camera right here we're staring at right now. That one right there. So we'll watch your channel and watch for you to do some art with your new supplies, okay?
Okay.
Thanks for coming on our channel with us. We sure appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was lots of fun, and thanks for joining us, you guys. It was fun to have everybody come and spoil Matt and be with us on this fun afternoon. He's going to go to a birthday party now and go have some fun. So thanks for joining us, and I hope you guys go do some art with some kids too, because it's sure worth it. Lots of fun. So you guys have a wonderful, colorful, blissful day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.